Alright, so this episode is going to be very simple. I'm not going to be very creative. I bet most of the ideas in this one you probably had as well. But I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway, just to document it. And let's begin. Number one, the mega mushroom. Very simple, mix the size of 2 mushrooms together. The mushrooms are to the lightning as some item is to the clock. The problem is that that item doesn't exist. So all I ask is that one is created. The spiny shell, you throw it and it'll home on to the person winning, even if it's you. It's not smart to obstacles and it creates an explosion similar to the smart bomb. It's easy to dodge, but you have to be aware of the after effect. Also, I think the red shell should be brought back because the hothead did not work for all stages. A throwing item is the power block. When it hits the ground, everyone on the same platform, including the user, will either trip or be dug into the ground. It depends on the force used to throw it and the damage of each player.
Now this is a cool one. I call it the balloons pack, and basically after your character picks up the item, he or she will get a bunch of balloons tied to the character. And heavier characters will receive more balloons. That makes sense that the effect is the same for all players no matter how heavy they are. And that effect is that unless down is held, the player would just float up into the air. So that could really help in certain situations.
The ice flower works identical to the fire flower. The only difference is that it's ice, and each one will appear in its appropriate stages. I personally enjoyed using the barrel blast on people and including myself in melee, so I think we should bring that back. A new item is the banana ray. Pretty much you throw it and it'll never return to you in a perfect way, but if you do manage to catch it, you'll heal 5 points and then you'll receive the banana peel item, which is also available by itself. But at the end of its horizontal movement, opponents can also catch it and receive the same bonuses. Healing 100 points from one item so easily, such as using the heart container, I think is unfair, so instead it will be 2 heart pieces that you must collect. Once you collect 2 of them, like the dragoon pieces, you will heal your 100 points.
But if you want a single-use healing item, then that's the Moo Moo Milk. And pretty much you'll take 3 huge gulps of it, reminiscent to how young Link did it in Melee. And the first gulp will heal 20, then 35, then 50. Opponents could try and hit you in between those so that you won't heal the full 105%. In some stages, a bomb plant from the Zelda series will appear instead of a bomb. It's pretty much the same item, just the way it appears is different. And in other stages, you'll receive not bomb or bomb plant, but a bomb rock from Pikmin. And pretty much this one would be unique because it rolls down a hill, if it is on a hill.
A wind jar is like a gun, really. You just send up to 3 gusts of winds to push the opponent, and the first one is the strongest. So when you're done with it, you could throw it and it'll shatter like a jar.
Edits to the beam sword are twofold. The first one is that the color changes according to the player's identification. For example, first player receives a red one, third player receives a green one. Aesthetics aside, the beam sword extends further with a more powerful smash. As you use it though, the effect wears off to signify when it's time to throw it away. I really didn't like how certain battery items could have been used infinitely. So nearly every item will have some sort of expiration, except for the home run bat.
In addition to the beam sword, I would add in an element sword, which will attack with either fire, ice, or electricity randomly each time you use a smash attack with it. I don't know why they got rid of the parasol, but I think it really should be brought back. But then again, I do have the balloons. No, bring back the parasol.
In the same manner in which the bombs replace the bomb in certain stages, Kirby's Lollipop will replace the Starman in certain stages.
Next one is a rope. It's a one-time use item, and it gives you the longest tether recovery or grab available in the game. But when you use a smash attack, it'll wrap around your opponent, and then it'll be immobile.
I really like this one. It's monitors and item balloons from the original Sonic the Hedgehog games. It's a container item as exclusive as Mushroom Kingdom's item block. Obviously, they cannot be lifted, and other stages might have their own containers too, especially if it's a third-party stage.
For this container, just do some damage to it and it'll bust open holding one item each.
Each third party will get one item. For Sega, it's the ring pack. Run into it and it'll display a number as it pops. The number can be either 5, 10, or 20. Instead of taking damage, your character will lose rings. Every 5th ring can be picked up by any other character. You should beware though, because the ring pack may be fake, like I said, fake ring packs, and you will be paralyzed instead. You might also get an Eggman, which does 30 damage. You can stock up to 30 rings.
Here are some edits to the party ball. Like in Melee, you have to do 20 damage to open it. And secondly, it never just releases random items. The item spawn will always have a theme to them. The party ball comes in 3 different designs like the barrels, and the capsule also might change, such as the egg for Yoshi stages.
This is a wall. It's a floating wall. It's exactly that, a floating wall. It starts off as like a small cube, and then when you throw it, it expands into a floating wall. And you could push it back and forth by doing attacks on it, but it won't do any damage. It just pushes people. It's a floating wall. And the design changes too. The coconut gun could fire and burst, and if you get shot with it, it's gonna hurt. And it's like a cracker barrel, but you only get 6 coconuts. It does more damage and knockback than DK's attack if you saw my DK moveset. And it's more likely to break in half too, and when it does, it heals more. So it's just better in every way. The design for it looks a lot more advanced than DK's though. Okay, these are the gyroids from Animal Crossing. They start out looking like clay dolls to be thrown, and when they hit the ground, they'll pop up and inflate into a larger size. They just stand there flipping, flopping, boinging, croaking, and doing whatever they do as they make their unique rhythmic sounds. They come in various sizes and colors. They're very nice, really. They're very decorative, and they disperse themselves within certain stages to complement the mood of that stage. So I really like that part of it. They're essentially like Wobbuffet, really. They just counter your attacks, whether it's a slash, battering, or knockback. And the damage you get all depends on the gyroid. And within SSB4, there are 14 different types, some of which must be unlocked. I love this item. I'm a genius. This is the curse ball. You just throw it and it'll latch onto your opponent. With an exception of the slow motion effect, the character will basically act as if they're in Luigi's negative zone. They'll be taking damage, they'll be tripping easily, but of course it's at a much lower extent. It could be passed on like a gooey bump too, and it just goes away after time. It just evaporates. If you saw the moveset for Pokemon Trainer, I mentioned that I included berries into my item list. And it's cherry berries and other berries. They're the main 6 berries, like numbers 1 through 6 I think they are. And basically picking one up makes you immune to either paralyzing, freezing, sleeping, or head flowers. That would be like resist to poison. They also work against fire burns and swapping controls, which are new to this game. Along with the Franklin badge, these items are really only available in the story.